The weather pattern developing right now is going to produce a very powerful storm system, bringing multiple threats to millions of Americans. We're looking at damaging winds, large hail including tornadoes, followed by freezing temperatures and very cold wind chills, and the potential for a major snowstorm building for this weekend. Drop your location in the comments and I'll walk you through exactly what this means for where you live. We have more clarity now about what's going to happen as we've gotten closer to this event. For tomorrow, Wednesday, we have chances for damaging winds and hail across portions of the southwest and south central states. As we go into Thursday, this is going to build chances for tornadoes, hail, as well as damaging winds. But Thursday evening is showing the damaging winds could extend further towards the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes. Then we have our main event for Friday, where we could see significantly more tornadoes, damaging winds, and hail. Comment your city right now and I'll provide your specific timing and threat level. At this very moment, we're seeing thunderstorms over Washington and Oregon with snow at higher elevations in the mountains. But the Northeast is currently getting impacted by freezing rain, sleet, and snow for New England that continues all the way until tomorrow morning. If you're experiencing any of these conditions right now, drop your location in the comments because I want to know how it's affecting your area. For tomorrow, Wednesday, you can see thunderstorms in the 2 green risk areas on the severe weather outlook. There are no chances for tornadoes tomorrow. There will be chances for wind and hail. Here are your cities and states at risk for hail threats tomorrow. And here are your cities and states at risk for damaging winds. Comment if you're located in any of these zones and I'll give you detailed timing for when storms arrive. As we go into tomorrow, a cutoff low is coming from the southwest, bringing severe weather with it as it moves across the Four Corners region Wednesday evening into the south central states all the way till Thursday morning. There will be some storms as you go through Wednesday evening, but it will be more severe as you go into Thursday, bringing chances for damaging winds and hail. And you cannot rule out a brief tornado with this setup. Drop your city in the comments if you're in this path, and I'll respond with hour-by-hour details. When you go through Thursday night, you can see that it starts pushing towards the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes, bringing threats there as well. So far, we're showing chances for hail and damaging winds in these areas. Then we have what kicks off for Friday, and this is where the pattern really intensifies. This is where we get that negative tilt. We get a deep trough, and we get multiple storm systems building up simultaneously. Comment your location, and I'll tell you which day poses the biggest threat for you. For Thursday, you can see thunderstorms developing along Arizona, a little bit of Nevada, and also in the entire green area, going from the south central all the way towards the Great Lakes. We have a 5% risk, and this is for all hazards, including chances for damaging winds, hail, and tornadoes. Here are your cities and states at risk for the severe weather for Thursday. Tell me in the comments if you're in any of these areas so I can provide specific information. According to the National Weather Service, if the storms can mature within the favorable sheared environment, then the threat for damaging winds, isolated hail, and a tornado could evolve during Thursday. I still think this threat could linger all the way towards the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes, at least for chances of damaging winds and some high winds coming through. Drop your exact location, and I'll break down what you can expect. As we go into Friday, that's our main event as we get that negative tilt on that shortwave trough, and it starts bringing chances for tornadoes, damaging winds and hail, again across a wider area. Here are your cities and states at risk for severe weather Friday. You can see with the Colorado State University severe weather model, it's showing this could be upgraded even more for eastern Oklahoma, Arkansas, southern Missouri, southern Illinois, and western Tennessee. Comment your state if you're watching from any of these locations. Friday could be even more intense for Louisiana going through central and northern Mississippi according to the models. And as we go through Saturday, it could push a little bit further towards the northeast, bringing at least a marginal threat for damaging winds and possibly small hail. This is shaping up to be a multi-day severe weather event of significant magnitude. Drop your location if you're in the Northeast and concerned about Saturday's impacts. If you look at our vorticity analysis, you can see we have that cutoff low for tomorrow coming across the Four Corners region Wednesday evening across the South Central, bringing that threat all the way till Thursday going towards the Ohio Valley. But our main threat is going to come from this deep trough right behind it, as it literally goes into that negative tilt and starts intensifying the storms across the south. Comment if you'd like me to explain what negative tilt means for severe weather in your area. This setup will create strong storms Friday evening all the way to Friday night, moving across towards the northeast. We also have a pocket of instability that comes across as well. When you look at the overall weather pattern, you can see we have this big upper-level high-pressure system revolving all this moisture in a clockwise direction, while a cold trough of cold air comes down and pivots right towards the same area. Drop your city and I'll tell you which side of this atmospheric battle you're positioned on. This section, where the warm air and the cold air meet together, is going to be our most hostile area for severe weather. This same pattern is also bringing damaging winds and that potential big snowstorm all the way towards the Great Lakes and the Northeast as you go through Saturday. When you have low pressure and high pressure squeezing together like this, you get these tight isobars, and that signifies high chances for strong winds and dangerous wind chills. Tell me in the comments if you're prepared for potentially dangerous wind chills this weekend. As we go into Thursday and Friday, this is where it really builds up. We sit right in that deep trough continuously, bringing all this warm temperature and moisture right across the lower Mississippi and mid-Mississippi Valley, bringing massive amounts of instability all the way from Thursday into Friday, where it gets even stronger. Then for Saturday, you can see that pocket of instability that pushes towards the northeast, bringing thunderstorms with it as well. Comment your location and I'll break down your specific Saturday forecast. The entire time you're getting these thunderstorms, cold air is simultaneously coming through, bringing that snowfall for Friday going into Saturday. Then the cold blast comes right through all the way till Sunday and Monday after that. This is the 6Z run with the European model that came out this morning, still showing as we go through Thursday, we have some strong winds aloft. This will continue the thunderstorms all the way towards the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes as you go through Thursday evening. This is going to bring a potential damaging wind event for those areas. Drop your city if you're positioned in this zone. Overnight Thursday into Friday, we're going to get even more strong winds aloft as we get that negative tilt, bringing our threat all over again. This is also going to bring those strong wind chills. Now, if you notice, the track has shifted slightly further towards the east, but the impacts remain essentially the same. You can see that trough coming down, bringing the chances for damaging winds with this weather pattern. Comment and I'll tell you your expected wind gust forecast. The models are showing damaging winds building up as we go Thursday into Thursday evening, all the way from the south central towards the Great Lakes, bringing 40 and 50 mile-per-hour wind gusts all the way towards the interior northeast. When that deep trough comes through, it's bringing all the very cold temperatures with it. That's going to bring this snowstorm potential, and it's going to help the snow stick around for the weekend. Tell me in the comments if you're hoping for snow or if you're dreading this winter weather. You can see the cold really digs in as we go from Friday all the way from the south central towards the Great Lakes, continuing through Saturday for the mid-Mississippi and Ohio Valley, all the way through Sunday for the Northeast. It's still bringing major snow for today and tomorrow for the Rockies and the Cascades. But as we go Friday into Saturday, that's where it's bringing that major snowstorm potential for a much wider area. Drop your location if you're in the potential heavy snow zone. This is the 6Z run, the newest run this morning with the European model, and you can see the latest projections on that snowstorm showing essentially the same thing the GFS model is now showing. The GFS has finally come around to what the Euro has been indicating all along. Comment your city and I'll tell you what both models are showing specifically for your area. When we check the possibilities of what actually could be the outcome, we look at the ensemble forecasts. Each ensemble member has slightly different variations, so we can see the possibilities ranging from worst-case scenario to best-case scenario. You can see many of these ensemble members showing this strong storm system all the way from the Four Corners through the central Great Plains all the way towards the Great Lakes. Drop your location and I'll explain what the ensemble spread means for your forecast confidence. There are still a few ensemble members that show it could hit a warmer scenario where it won't produce that snowfall for the Central Plains and it'll only be concentrated around the Great Lakes region. But the models are showing more than likely you will get something there. It just won't be the major snowfall amounts. The major snowfall will occur as it moves into the evening towards the Great Lakes and the Ohio Valley. You can see this pattern on the other 25 ensemble members as well. Showing a warmer scenario is a good possibility, but it's really going to come down to timing. Comment and I'll break down the timing specifics for your area. With the GFS ensemble system, there are 30 members showing it's still essentially 50-50 whether the snowstorm is going to be a big event or whether it's going to be relatively small. But you can see, according to many of these ensembles, you're going to get something along the Central Plains. It's just not going to be a lot. Tell me in the comments what aspect of this pattern concerns you most. The latest forecast from the European model shows as we go into Thursday morning, you're more likely going to start getting thunderstorms as we get that surface low building over Kansas. This is going to bring chances for damaging winds and maybe even a brief tornado that you need to be aware of. As we move towards lunchtime and it shifts towards Missouri, southern Iowa into Illinois where it stays close to that surface low, we might get what's called cyclogenesis, which is a strengthening low pressure system. This will bring damaging winds Thursday evening for Illinois, Indiana, possibly southern Michigan, and western Ohio. Drop your state if you're located in this corridor. As we go into Friday, this is where we get that deeper trough building up. This is where we really start getting a significant threat for tornadoes. As we get supercells forming around Friday lunchtime, it really builds up multiple layers of storms, bringing damaging winds and the potential for tornadoes. Friday evening, it really deepens, and we get that surface low positioned where it creates more of a threat all the way until Friday evening for the Deep South. Comment your city if you're in the South and tracking this situation closely. This is also where the cold temperatures are coming down towards the Four Corners region and the snow is starting to build up. Remember, this is a low-pressure system spinning in a clockwise direction, spinning all that precipitation towards those colder temperatures. So, Friday evening, you're going to see more snow developing, along with more storms from the mid-Mississippi and lower Mississippi Valley all the way until Saturday, where we still have a surface low position towards the Ohio Valley, and we could see another day of severe weather potential. Tell me in the comments which threat concerns you the most. Our atmospheric instability is primarily towards the south, but we still have that pocket that extends towards the northeast that could bring additional threats. Maybe some hail, maybe some damaging winds on a linear storm system. We're literally going 4 days out at this point in the forecast. But we're getting that cold air, getting that snowstorm potential, and getting more storms as we go through Saturday evening as well. Drop your location and I'll provide a detailed breakdown for you. The temperatures you can expect as we go through Saturday morning show that deep trough bringing the freezing temperatures and very strong wind chills across multiple regions. Possibly in Colorado, you could feel wind chills in the -20 to -30 degree range as that cold air mass comes through. You can see the GFS model is in agreement with the European model, showing it comes down again Saturday towards the Ohio Valley and the Great Lakes, bringing those strong wind chills with it. Comment if dangerous cold and wind chills are a concern for you. By Sunday, it stretches towards the interior northeast, bringing the freezing temperatures and very cold wind chills to that region. Monday, it's really going to pivot towards the eastern United States, while the western U.S. remains frozen as well. With the wind chills coming in for Monday, this is where the deepest cold could extend all the way towards the southeast. The GFS model is also in agreement with the Euro on this cold air progression. Drop your city and I'll tell you your specific wind chill forecast. We have significantly more information now about what is possibly happening right around the corner. I will continue to keep you updated, and when we start tomorrow, we'll have even better information as the models continue to come into better agreement. I will start doing afternoon updates as well, so we can get this narrowed down to specific timing, impacts, and what you can expect in your area. This is going to create dangerous conditions for some of your travels. Comment your location, and I'll provide travel advisories specific to your area. Remember, we still have that freezing rain that's coming down possibly for today into tomorrow across Minnesota, Wisconsin, and Michigan. And for the Northeast, you have chances for some freezing rain and then transitioning to snow. Just be aware of those ongoing conditions. But as we go into Thursday all the way into the weekend, everything's going to start getting significantly more intense. Drop your exact location in the comments and tell me what concerns you most about this evolving weather pattern. The location that receives the most comments is going to get a comprehensive detailed breakdown in tomorrow's video update. Make sure you're paying close attention to the weather forecast updates so you know what to expect right around the corner from this storm system and this overall weather pattern. Not everybody's going to be directly in the severe storms, but you are going to feel these cold temperatures and very cold wind chills across a widespread area. Comment one more time with your city and I'll personally respond with your specific forecast information.